All right, so when we are trying to enter a new customer, we want to first make sure that the customer or the address really is not already in the system, because if it is, then we're going to have a duplicate entry and we're going to think that we're going there first time when we have already, I don't know, replaced the system or something. So we need to make sure that we accurately check the address. So if the address starts with like 2 or 3 digits and then the street name, it's a little bit more tricky. But if you have 4 or 5 digits, then it's easier to identify. So for example, if we have, I don't know, if you only have you know, 5 digits, then it will show you very few examples or very few addresses to choose from, and then you know if we have these or not. But if we're gonna put I don't know, 175, then there's a whole bunch of 175s, and the list is very large. So for this, I would recommend using address. So when you are beginning to when you're starting the search, you put this on address and then put 175, and then you will see that it's much more consistent with 175. And even though the list is still large, you at least have 175 examples or addresses much more accurately. And one example that we were just going over, John, the one that you found, which is great. Here, I'm going to demonstrate. If you are looking at Barrington 575, you see that you have 1575 Barrington here, and then there's pretty much like nothing, and the list is huge. You can't really see if we have been here or not. So you're going to assume that we have only been at 575 unit 210. But if you're going to choose address and then 575, then it's much easier because the list is much smaller, and you see 575 210, and then you see 575 301, and then 575 101. So it's actually much easier to look for the addresses if you have if you're actually looking for the address, and it's not going to consider phone numbers or zip codes or anything like that. And that is how you make it easier. The reason we're talking about this and we're not looking for the whole name is because we might receive a work order and in the email that we received, it could be just 575 Barrington Avenue, and it could be completely avoided, like the south or north, or it could be just S or N or W for west. And you see if it's so for example, if we're looking for 575 Barrington, you see that it's not even coming up with anything, right? And then you're going to assume that we've never been to 575 Barrington, but we have been on a bunch of 575 Barringtons. It's just South Barrington, but it doesn't even see if you indicate just an S here. But if you say South Barrington, then it's going to come up. So for that reason, it's a good idea when you're looking for an address. You just put this on address and then type in just the number and scan the results. And that's how you make it easier. Thanks.